you should have some sound with it. Maybe some people have already seen it somewhere. It's free available also on the net. There he is. So this little video, there I'm back hopefully. Yep. I'm not sure what's happening with my system here. Whatever. So this little video is a situation where at a metro station they changed the stairs in what you've seen in the piano. And everybody that came in that morning was like, hey, there's a new stair, they updated the stairs, and some just loved it and they just jumped on the stairs, came back, ran over it, slower, faster. And for people that was fun. They all of a sudden went into the drag of, hey, we have to go to work. And I think it's a very important part to know that you can, with small things, support team members, colleagues, clients, customers, prospects in a situation that they all of a sudden start loving it. And what happens is that typically people choose the fun way. Even stairs, you could have taken the elevator, but even stairs, yeah, people prefer to do an exercise and have some fun with it. With one side note, there are people that just will look at it and say, hey, what the hell is happening? These stupid things here, I'll take the elevator. You will always have these, but the majority will take the piano stairs and have fun with it. So think about that. If you are at work, whatever, you will see that if you bring joy, people will bring energy. I think that we can do loads of things in our jobs, whatever jobs, in our projects, with clients, with even contracting situations that make it more fun. And it brings passion. I've given a training today and I could have been very boring. I think these people loved the hell out of their body these last 2 days and they learned a lot. Even though I could have just presented some slides and clicked next and next and next and next and next. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to have fun while you do your job. That is what Fish is largely about. And then the statements passion come in. The statements duty come in. What is passion? What is duty? What I would like you to do now is think shortly about a situation that you are talking with someone and that person was telling something that he didn't really like at all. It was something like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. And type in the chat how you experienced that conversation with that person. So the person really didn't like what he had done or had to do or experienced. How did you feel when you were listening to that? I give you a few seconds, 15 maybe, type in the chat how that felt. I see things coming up like it's tiring, and it is. Typically, if you have a person in front of you who tells a story about something that was no fun for that person, it is tiring. You don't want to even recall it. You probably only have heard half of it. So that's pretty tough to be with such a person. What if you yourself are telling such a story? It was like, oh my God, my job was, oh, the day was, oh no, my God. And you're telling that. How does that feel if you are telling something like that? Throw it again in the chat, please. No input? Ah, there it is. Yeah, it's hard. Sad. Sometimes a relief. I like that one. That is possible. So sometimes if you can tell your story just to get rid of it, that is also very useful. I hope that you then have a participant in front of you, a listener, who can keep the listening level to level 2, what we call, so that he's still there with you. You might lose people with telling sad stories, even though it can relieve you. So that's an art of listening to these kind of people. Let's reverse that. If you are telling something that you loved yourself, and you recall such a story like, hey, that was great, we were on vacation in south of France, and how does that feel if you tell such a story? In the chat, please, again. Energized, fun, cool, yeah, enthusiastic. You feel like a winner, cool. So indeed, these are very positive things that come up. So what Fish is trying to do is to bring back that energy, as was mentioned, that fun coming back, that you win. Now, let me introduce you now to the story of Fish from where it comes before we dive into the detail of it, and the 4 pillars it came to. In fact, what happened, I don't recall the time, but what I still do know is that it was in Seattle. And there is a fish store, and I think it was a Japanese person who bought the fish store. And after a while, he's looking to the numbers, to the counting, and he sees, damn, we do have a little issue here. Well, in fact, it was not so little, it was a huge issue. If they wouldn't find a solution shortly, they would go bankrupt. And he said, I cannot solve this alone. So he called his team with him. He said, look guys, this is the situation. If nothing changes, that will be, end of the whole fish store by probably the end of the month. So I call you here and let's have a conversation, let's have a chat, let's see what we can do. And these people came up, so fishmongers, people that were working in the fish store, came up with quite a few interesting things. And they start living these 4 pillars, which we will still discuss a bit later throughout the session. And what's happening is that people passing by and they saw that fish store, and all of a sudden the interest grew in that store, and people bought more fish, and they passed by, said hi, and had a few interesting conversations with the people who were selling the fish. But you know, fish that smells in a fish store. And more people passed by, and there were even at a certain moment whole office buildings that just passed by and looked at the store, what was happening. And at these days, there are buses of tourists who pass by just to visit that store, that fish store in Seattle. They hardly sell any fish. Well, they do sell some fish still in the store, but most of it is export in crates and stuff like that. They are huge business now. And what they came up with were in fact 4 pillars. Not more than that. And I'll try to share back my presentation so that you can see what's happening. these are, I hope you see the screen good enough. Huh? I've noticed there were some issues I saw in the chat. So they came up with these 4 pillars. Be there with your client, be there with your colleagues. We'll come back to that. Play, have fun while you're doing the job, not just having fun and telling jokes, but really while doing the job. Make the people their day. Choose your attitude. And these 4 pillars made that they became an awesome team. They really delivered. They served their clients. They had happy clients who told the story of the fish store and brought in more and more and more and more and more clients. And they have fun together. So this is, no, this is nothing. This is one of the images I wanted to share with you. So this is really this fish store in Seattle. And the person with the fish is clearly one of the people who is selling the fish. The lady is a client. She's talking to that damn fish. What the hell? They are laughing. Look at both. They are having so much fun just by saying, "Hey, I'm a fish," you know. And she will come back. She'll tell the story further, like, "Hey, it's a great store there, you know. We are part of that. We laugh together." Now, the remark I then often get from people is that, "Yeah, Stephen, but come on, you know, we are not a fish store. We cannot start throwing fish and make fish talk for fun." And that's true. So the challenge that we have is, how on earth can we make our job fun? How can we, in our job, make that connection with our colleagues, with our clients, with our management, and make it fun? To tell you an anecdote, I prepared for a big workshop with more than 50 people for a full day. And one of the key principles was, be ready to be surprised. And I wanted that the senior manager sended it out, that information. And I added a drawing of a clown jumping out of a box. And our manager said, "Stephen, no. We're not going to send this out. I cannot do that as a manager." And then I'm thinking like, hey, but shouldn't we have some little fun at our job? So that's a challenge. Still make it serious. Be serious. It's serious work we're doing. But it's not because we're doing serious work, big projects, important projects for clients, that we cannot have fun, is it? I think that's an important message I have. Like, if I'm in trainings, I always have beers with me. And there's one who is called Elmo, and there's one who is called Cookie Monster. And if the people feel like, "Hey, Stephen, it's enough now on this topic," they can throw Elmo at me. They can just throw him. They know Elmo stands for enough, let's move on. It's like this little fish who passes on your screen. If they want a break, and I'm just in my story, they can just throw Cookie Monster at me. And say, "Hey, Stephen, now we need a break, Joan." The training is a very serious thing that I'm doing. For me, it's very important. For them, it's very important. But we can make it fun, you know. And so the key messages to make fun at work, to me, are humor. This isn't small things. You can make small jokes. You can make larger jokes. You can have the joke of the day. You can whatever. But yeah, it is about spontaneity. Be spontaneous. If someone acts, you can react. You can do that in a very serious way. You can do it in a fun way. It's also about creativity. Be creative. If you create a flip chart on an architecture, for example, why can't you put a little fellow on there with a red hat on it and a fishtail? It is because it's architecture that the little fellow that will use that building cannot be a little shark with a head on. And these are small things. Be creative with it. I once had a workshop that people didn't dare to draw. They were afraid. And then I gave everybody markers. I drew some strange lines on a flip, and I asked them, look, there are some strange lines here on the flip chart. Make a bird out of it. And you can add feet, you can add 2 wings, and you can add a back. Done. And it's spontaneous, it brings some humor, and it's certainly something with creativity. And with that, you can make fun at work, even though it's a damn serious business. Okay, so that's the first one. That's their first pillar. Play. I do hope you have a lot of fun, and I hope during the days here at the PMI Fair 2020 you also have a lot of fun, and that the other presenters also make it a bit fun. I hope so for you. I'm having fun anyway, with my fish next to me. Here he is. Hey guys. The second one is make their day. Make their day. Let me try to switch quickly back to the presentation so that you have an idea what make their day could be. There he is again. Make their day. Look, that's again that fishmonger's team. So they are 2. There's a guy having, I don't know what he's doing at the back there, but at least there is a client in the mid who can all of a sudden help putting fish in weighting scales, in sacks, and make them send out. So he's happy. He just ordered fish and he can pack it them himself, and he's part of the team. He wasn't expecting that, so this could make his day. And it really does help. It is in these little things that, with a colleague, that you give, hey, thank you, I really appreciate that. A lot of people don't expect that, and this could make their day. Just a simple thank you. Just a simple attention, like, hey, I noticed that you've done that. Hey, cool. Hey, you changed your hair. That looks really nice. For some people, that's important. For me, that is, the hair is gone, so that won't help me. But these are the magical gifts. Some attention, some appreciation, compliments that you give to people. They are happy with that. It is not always more complicated than just say thank you. Now, I of course have another little video. I mean, it must be fun anyway. So let me find that little next video on the Coca-Cola happiness machine that makes their day. There he comes, I hope. So of course this was an awesome commercial of no doubt Coca-Cola. But the message is very easy here. They just made the day of all these students. Was it expensive? Probably, but it was something not expected. And all of a sudden they gained how many clients? How many people will be telling about that? Will be telling stories about that? Probably we cannot do it at that level. Probably, I don't know, maybe you can. You can check with Coca-Cola if they want to do that at your offices, why not? But the key message is that is really make their day. I'm very happy that you're all here. And by the way, so is Fish. Hey, thanks. It's nothing more than that. So have fun on the one hand, and on the other hand, make sure that people feel that there's something special happening. Just a little thing. Yeah. As the second pillar. The third pillar is called Be There. I'm not sure how you feel it if you have interactions with colleagues, but these days, and to me this is very serious, and these mobile phones, I hate them, honestly. I was talking with my son again this evening, and all of a sudden there's a ping, and he's gone. He's still with me, but he's gone. Because there was a ping, and he really had to look to his mobile phone. I said, whoa, something new. So I was not there anymore with him. And this happens so much, so many times during a day with colleagues that all of a sudden there is a ping in the mail, and they are not talking to you anymore. They are gone. Even they are still there, but they're gone. That's painful to me. That's really painful. So being there just means if we have a conversation, I'm here with you. Yes, I have my mobile phone and I look left and right. Why do I look left and right? Because I have my iPad and I can do some checks here. Did I tell my story right? And yes, there's my fish, and that's why I look left and right. But I'm here with you. The entire session. I will not, and I promise you, I will not answer any mail or phone call right now. I'm here with you. My experience the last years is that just being there with clients can already make their day. Just being there for a colleague can already make their day. I've had people that all of a sudden broke in tears because there's something in private life that happened. And then I say, let's take a quiet room. I'm here to listen to you. There's no problem. That does help. If someone has a difficulty at work and it's their job and it's their responsibility, be there. You can help them. Just listen, and maybe you have two ideas. Just don't start reading some mails and let them tell while you're not listening. I've done a coaching session and I've learned a very important thing in that coaching session, coaching training. Listening, you have it at 3 levels. You can just listen and just hear it. And you hear it, but you're not acting. You're not interacting. You have listening at level 2, whereas we are together. And I only hear you, and you hear me. And that's it. We're only with the 2 of us. Now we are with about 40 of us. And there's listening at level 3, whereas you hear still a noise of, for example, a bird whispering. And that influences how your conversation goes. Or it's a truck that passes by. And that also has an influence on your conversation. And that's listening at level 3, but you're still together. But you hear more the context around it. Be there means that you are at least at level 2. You are there together. And you have a chat together, and there's nothing else. And that's so important. Be there. For that person, not for your television, not for your mail, not for your mobile phone, but for that person. We need that in our lives. And I think with COVID even more than ever. I was so happy that I gave classroom training for 2 days. I saw 50 new people. I didn't answer any mail and I didn't took any phone call. I was there for them. That was awesome. I loved that. So, hey, I do have another video. Of course, If not, it would be boring if only me talking. So let's look at this one. Just probably not the entire video. We'll see how it goes. This happened in Brussels, and it was really a coincidence. I saw this happening. I was in the Pizza Hut, and I was looking at, there's a guy with a board, free hugs. What? Why is he doing? And then I saw this video, and I was like, wow, what happened there? And honestly, I was there sitting. I was like, I was really watching the person who was doing that. There was a lady that at least hugged him for 3 minutes and was in tears afterwards. She was so happy that there was someone for her there at that moment. She clearly needed just a hug. Be there for your clients. How would it feel for them that you are full attentive with your client at that moment? In the fish store, I've seen a video of that. I cannot share it at this moment because of intellectual properties. There was a client and the fishmonger was talking with that person. There were 5, 6, 7 other people in a row. Too bad for these other people in the row. I'm now talking with this client. She is my client now. The others, well, maybe one of my colleagues will take up. I don't know whether I have now one client. So don't try to serve 15. It doesn't work. You are there with one person. So being there does really help for people to have fun at the team. Feel like a team, even then. So that was it. The third one. All right. That means there were 4. That brings me to the last one. Keep the best for last, they say. And to me, I think that is true. The last one is called choose your attitude. Choose your attitude. If you get up in the morning and you know you will have a difficult conversation with management, it's still your choice how you show up. It is your choice. You can make it a very tough meeting, or you can be very open and say, look, this is the situation. This is what it is. I want to help wherever I can. I have 15 solutions in my ID, but it's not in my hands. I want to do the best I can together with you, dear manager, to get it solved. Let's find a solution together. It's my choice to be as open. It's my choice to have the courage to say, nah, that won't work. It could also be my choice to say, I will hide a few numbers. But that's a choice. So choose your attitude. I think to me that is the most important one. You could choose in the morning to have fun at work. You can choose in the morning to enjoy it, to being with your colleagues and to find solutions together for the most difficult problems while you are there for them, while you make their day. There was once, and it was a very hierarchical company, and every penny needed to be turned around, I think, 15 times before they could even buy literally a number of screws. And that's not exaggerated. They had to build a machine of selling price over 250,000 euros selling price. And that team had to buy screws for 25 euros, and they needed 3 approvals. Can you imagine that? Yeah. One day we had, I'm a Scrum guy also, so we had a sprint review session. It was a good session, great. I was finished, and then we went into the retrospective, evaluate how the sprint went. And that manager came with sandwiches, with croissants, with cookies for everybody. For you, it might seem normal. For them, it was like, wow. That manager chose his attitude to make their day. Because whatever he had to do for buying on the company Visa card, I don't know what he had to do. It must have been amazing. But he did it. He chose to make their day. Even it was a very tough period we had then. So he could have said, damn, my team crap. But he did it. We can also do that. We can choose our attitude every single morning. And get it done. Make their day, have fun, play, and then think about the fish, of course, because he will also be happy, no doubt. That sums it all up. These are the 4 pillars of the fish philosophy. What I love about this is it is simple. I've done other sessions on responsibility process, on wow. All such difficult words these people are using and so difficult things to remember. This to me was an eye-opener. It is simple, it is fun, it is easy to do. And especially if you have your team, you can have a chat around that. Hey guys, we have worked now for a few weeks together. How can we improve? How can we have more fun? How can we have more fun with our colleagues, with our clients? How can we make them smile? It's an easy conversation to have. Because it's about fun. You can have a conversation with your team. How can we make their day? How can we make the day of our managers? How can we make the day of our client? What can we do today for them? I once had a supplier, out of the blue, there was a box of all cookies and candies. Out of the blue. There was no special event. There was nothing. There was a box of cookies. It was like, wow, make their day. So we can do that. It's easy if we choose it, if we choose our attitude. And that's it. I don't have more to tell. That's it. Have fun. Make that day. Be there. We're done. So any questions? Shoot. Are there any questions already so far?
Steven, I got one interesting remark and question from Althea, and what she said is you can still be fun and energizing and be taken seriously as a manager, and that's your story. And then she asks, ever happened to you that someone misinterpreted your being positive and funny for being too permissive?
Yeah. Definitely, definitely that did happen, and more than once. But I choose my attitude. I choose my attitude to have fun and to make their day. If that other person chooses the attitude of saying, hey, Steven, what a weird guy, he's too permissive, that's her choice. I can live with that. If it's only 1 in 1,000, I can really live with that. So be it. After an important period working at a certain client, where time after time that kind of growing team feeling, because that's what it becomes to me, was not allowed, that I said, thank you, stop the contract. This is not for me. I can do serious business but it must be in a fun way. But that's my choice. I choose my attitude there. I could have said, hey, damn, it's BMI fair, I'm tired, I'm like, boah. No, I love it. It's great. I have fun. I see a lot of people here. Some people that I met before, some people that are completely new to me, so that's awesome. I'm still tired, by the way. So I choose my attitude. If they cannot live with that, too bad. Does that make sense? From Althea, was?
Okay.
Steven, there is another question. How to make those the fish philosophy pillars practical? How to implement it? There is like framework to implement it.
I'm very sorry, but I have not understood the question at all. There was too many background noise coming through. Maybe you can type it in the chat box. I do see the chat box. I see something from Maarten coming. Depends on the company culture. In a shaming and blaming company, there is only fear. Yep. Yeah. I know the feeling. If there is only shame and blame, we need to try to turn that around. I go to the people and I ask them what's happening. Why are you using these words? Because shaming and blaming typically has to do with the chosen words. I've coached one manager in that, and the person was not aware of it. So if the person is really aware of it, then I go very provocative. I dare to, but that's me. That's again choosing my attitude. I dare to do the same what they do to their people, to their teams, so that they feel what it is. And then I apologize and say, look, this is what's happening. This is what the people feel, how you currently feel. This is dangerous. I know, but I take that risk. I am there to make my teams happy, make them motivated, make them energized. If it's only blaming, then I really go front into it. I cannot live with that. They should not blame people. I'm convinced everybody does the best they can. So what I try to do then is talk with the people where I see they are blaming. Why are they blaming? What's happening here? The person just did her best, so just help her. Help that person. But that's a big fight. Try to win it by making it fun. And whatever they say, that's their problem, you know. If they don't want to laugh, then let them be serious. That's serious. Okay, cool. I don't mind. So I hope this helps a bit to Maarten. It might be a difficult challenge. Yeah, and the remark that he gives there back is it's easier for an outside consultant. That is true. That is really true. I was with a certain where I was employee before, and I did the same things, which I did later as consultant. And when I did it 3 years later as consultant, that was accepted, and it was not accepted when I was employee. Yeah, I'm not calling everybody to become a consultant, but hey, why not? It's fun, you know. You're your own boss. You can start throwing with fish if you want. All right. I'm not sure, Xenia, if the question came in. I see one coming up. There's one that is also always negative about everything. That's the story with the piano stairs. Some people will never laugh. Okay, that's their choice then. Probably these people will feel after a while that, or they will start having a little bit of fun, just a little bit, or they will leave the team. I've seen that happen. That's okay. I've also seen people that could laugh and they just stick with the team, and yeah, they were not part of the team. They just did a few activities for the team. And you cannot be a team member if you're always negative about everything. I've once asked a person explicitly to leave. Like, it's okay that whatever you feel that's great. We try to help you that you apparently do not appreciate. Fair enough. But now you start demotivating the people. so please leave. But of course, that's the exception situation. So if we have fun, people tend to step in. People want to be part of fun. If you see some people laughing, you're thinking, oh, what are they laughing about? Couldn't I join them? Of course you can. Just ask. Choose your attitude and just sit next to them and start talking and laughing with them. I once was it just remembers, we still have a few minutes. I was in Leuven visiting my daughter's studio. We were way too early and we said, oh, let's have a restaurant, let's have a lunch, me and my wife. And we were sitting there. And there was a couple, an elder couple joining next to us. And that man started the entire course with an ice cream. Not an entry, the ice cream. I was like, and we started talking. I said, no, I just love ice cream. And I know I can still eat now, so I start with my ice cream. And then I take my fish, and then I'll probably take a soup, if I can still eat the soup. So we just started talking, and he was very happy, and we started making some jokes, and then with students. And you can just do that. People want to join. And he was very open, and I just started talking. You can do that. You can start having any conversation and having fun. If the person doesn't like it, then that stops. So be it. It's good. A course announcement, how to deal with difficult people. Yeah, that could be an interesting one to follow. How to deal with drama queens in your team. Yeah. Give them the stage, I would say. For once. And then make it fun. Why not? At least you're there for them, so give them the stage. Be there, listen to the drama that happened, which was, for that person, probably disaster number 17 in the morning already. Listen, be there, and then it's ventilated, and then, hey, let's have some fun. Let's do the daily stand-up. What happened today? What will we do? How will we join the customer this afternoon and make them laugh? And then, yep, up to the next one, and you have fun. No, Brian, I don't have other fish with weird names. Only Elmo and Cookie Monster. They are, by the way, behind me in the closet here. I always have a few of them. I don't have any other ones for the moment. They come from Sedam Street. So maybe you can find some others there. Yeah, why not? Make fun with them. That's the key message. Any other questions? Yeah. Wim is asking, isn't there the danger that it becomes artificial? Then we missed the part of spontaneous. That was one of the keywords that I mentioned if I was talking about play. It must be spontaneous. If it is forced, if people feel it's forced, then it doesn't work. Then it's no fun anymore. If every week the manager brings sandwiches, then it becomes forced. It becomes a habit. It doesn't become a surprise anymore. And then it's not play, it's not make their day, it's just a habit. So yeah, I really relate to what Wim is asking there. Take care, do something different, but keep it spontaneous. Don't force it. If a certain day you feel bad, then you just feel bad. Don't force anything of these things. It does not work. But choose for it. I'm a very open person. There was something pretty important that happened in my life about 2-3 months ago. I was very open to share that with my colleagues. Like, dear guys, this happened with me. I cannot tell you more about it, so respect me in that, please. I was totally in tears that it just happened. But I'm so open then to tell it to them, and that's it. Don't force it, because indeed it becomes artificial, and then it doesn't work. Artificial things don't work in this setting, so don't. Then I prefer you do just what you want to do that day. Have you been to Seattle? Me, myself, no. Not the Starbucks. The Starbucks, by the way, is at the other side of that same street of the fishmonger shop. That is what I've heard, but I've not been there yet. It might still come one day. I have a few things I want to do. That could be one of them that I want to visit still. I have some other priorities for the moment. So it would be great to be there at Seattle. If you are in Seattle, it's certainly one that you want to visit, for sure. To have a look how these fishmongers are doing the play stuff, the be there stuff. They choose their attitude and make their day. More questions? Then I think I want to stop with thank you so much for being here with us. What's your opinion on the use of emotions that just comes in the chat as a question? I try to choose an emoticon that goes with the message. It costs time. It doesn't know if it is perceived well. I think emoticons are really perceived well. I think what my experience with that is if I receive a message and there is a smiley with there or a hug emoticon with there, that people do receive that well. I think you will have to check that. It's Lieben who's asking that you'll have to check the culture in the organizations. Some are not yet used to that, so use them especially at that moment. Some are very used to that, and it's really appreciated if you do. And sometimes, if you find a new emoticon for someone, it can make their day. Oh, that's a nice one, cool. And yeah, so it can certainly help. My experience is that it does cost you some time indeed to find them, but it is perceived pretty well. Yeah, so even my answer there would be very positive. Keep doing. So I want to thank you all for just taking your time and listening to what the hell is fish. I mean, it's just fish. But now you know where it comes from. You can make an awesome team with that, have conversations around it, have fun, start throwing beers to each other. The soft ones, please. Yeah, make their day and certainly make yours. I want to leave you with that. Have fun. If there are still questions, shoot them later on. I see that Jacques still wants to throw something in.
Yeah. I still have some messages at the end of the presentation, and I'm going to share my screen. Then I can show what I have to tell. It should come up now. If we wait a while. Okay, opening. And in the meantime, Steven, I really want to thank you for that positive talk at the end of a long day for most of us. And it didn't show at all that you were tired. Okay. So let's all know the theme from today. And the only thing I can say that today your talk was about opportunities, I would say. Hey. Great. I want to thank our speakers, our sponsors. Sorry, you see, it's getting late for me also. Mind Manager and ProSource, who make us these events and our and our chapter. You can say that we continue to do all those things. I'm going to skip these points. I hope you saw the PDE code in the chat. And don't forget, this PDU code is for the entire PM Fair. So it's not every day a new one. When you have it, it's for your 7 PDUs for the entire PM Fair. But there is something very important. Every session, we draw a winner. So while you were talking, Stephen, I went through the panelists, and randomly we always choose someone who has won. And our winner of the day, and I hope she is still online, is Althea Barbato. And I always say how nice a name can be. Eh?
Hi.
Do you know what you won, Althea?
Honestly, not. But, well.
Okay, Steven, what do we say? A dinner for the two of us? That's your case? Is that not a good price?
That would be fun for me. That would make my day.
No, Althea, what you won is a 1-year free membership of BMI chapter you are involved with.
Oh, wow.
So we will contact
Awesome.
you, and that 1 year starts, you will get a code. We will send you a code, and that 1 year free membership starts when membership ends now. So imagine that you have to renew in May, then your 3 years starts in May. Okay?
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
With pleasure. Okay. So, at the end, I thank you, Steven, once again. I really enjoyed this session. And once again, our gold sponsors, Mind Manager and ProSource. And this time I pronounced it correctly. Great. So, thank you all. And hope to meet you in one of the next sessions. And you know, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 days to go, and we still have a lot of interesting sessions. So thank you all. I'll stop the recording, and the recording will be made available also on the PM Fair website. Okay. Steven, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.